In today's video, I'm going to be going over an interesting use case that DDX bricks can have in Domo. Um, to start off, I built this DDX brick a couple weeks ago where basically it was a very basic nav bar that you would put at the top of a dashboard, and you just using basically HTML and A tags, it could link you to other dashboards in your Domo instance. And so my question here was I wanted to find a way to figure out how users were using this DDX brick, whether they were using the normal nav bar on the left side or whether they were utilizing this better. And so the first thing I did was come over here and copy the card ID and check the activity log to see if there was if the activity log captured this kind of data. And in this case, the activity log actually doesn't capture a whole lot of DDX bricks data. It'll show when you update a card, so when you're developing, when you added the card to the instance, and then also when you viewed the card, which from my understanding is either if a user maximizes the card or if they go in and edit it in Analyzer, I believe is a view. So in this case, it really wasn't telling me how my users were using the brick. And so I was trying to come up with a way to basically add to the activity log and figure out how users used my DDX bricks. And in this case, what I'm going to talk about today is the solution, which is basically leveraging AppDB to create a collection that's very similar to the Domo activity log, and then appending it onto the activity log and having click events, custom click events that track how users are using the DDX bricks. So to start off, the first thing that I'm leveraging in this solution is I again use the form DDX brick from the App Store and created a custom data object that is synced over to AppDB. And so in this case, one of the things I love about bricks is they really give you great instructions here. So in this case, they give you instructions on how to set up a data store. And you follow this JSON structure where basically you just give an ID, label, and type. And so in this case, I created a data object where I'm kind of creating an object very similar to the activity log. So I'm mirroring the column names that I find here and creating them in an AppDB collection. And in this case, what I'm leveraging is event listeners, which if you're familiar with JavaScript, an event listener is anytime you're interacting with the browser, in this case, maybe hovering over something or clicking something or pressing a button, the browser is able to register those events. And so in this case, what I'm doing is I'm setting up an event listener on each one of these links. And so coming back here, the links are, very simple A tags, and I have IDs for each one of them to identify which one is which, right? Home, overview, and snowflake. And if I come back to my JavaScript tab, basically I'm setting up an event listener, which an on-click event, which basically means when a user clicks something, it will fire off a function. And so in this case, I have a very simple function called button clicked. And if I come up here, this button clicked function, very simply, all it does is it's creating a custom event, which is a JSON object. And it is giving us these keys and values to then push to the collection. So in this case, there's this collection service.add function or method that is native to DDX bricks that you can call. And so we're passing our event into it. And in this case, the event, some of this you can see that are constants here. In this case, like the object ID and the card ID don't change, but some of these are dynamic, right? So in this case, I'm leveraging Domo environment variables to get the username of the user, the ID of the user, as well as the device they did, and also the element, the inner text of the element. So in this case, I want to know which A tag they clicked, right? Did they click the home one, overview? And I am getting that from our inner text. And so in this case, inner text of HTML is just what you see on the page, right? So in this case, the inner text is this white text right here, overview and snowflake. And so that's the basics of it. I know I went over that pretty fast. I think event listeners is definitely a JavaScript term. So if you're unfamiliar with that, I definitely recommend checking out that. But let me show you the final product. So I'm just going to save this real quick. And coming back to my dashboard, let's go to our overview dashboard. And in this case, let's interact with our brick, right? So maybe we'll go to the home tab and it'll go home. And then let's go to our snowflake dashboard, click snowflake, right? So in this case, our brick hopefully has added two events, both registered by me, both, I'm the user that did these events. But if I come here to my DDX bricks activity log and take a look, we can see that it'll create events, right? So in this case, we can see who created the event, everything from, you can say I clicked overview and snowflake. And what I did then is this is great. But how to enhance this is basically if I come here to my lineage tab, I actually appended this onto the normal Domo stats. And so in this case, I created a combined Domo stats, which basically leverages, both my custom elements, my custom track events, and then the normal ones. And so in this case, what I'll do is if I come back here and grab the object ID, so I'm just going to come back into my brick because I can't remember. Okay, yeah, let's grab that object ID. And coming here to our combined activity log, let's come back to data and our object ID. We can get a more unified view of how people are utilizing our DDX brick, right? So we still have the old events like we looked at, but now if I want to look at the clicked events, I can come to here and click and see that 130 clicks have been registered on our app since it was created about a week ago, right? And so in this case, yeah, I don't know. I thought this was a very creative example. Again, leveraging DDX bricks to create some custom elements on a dashboard. Very simple. I'm by no means a very good developer, but leveraged, event listeners and AppDB to further enhance the Domo platform. So hope you found this helpful. If you have any other questions, I'd love to answer them. If you have questions about making your own apps, DDX bricks, things like that. So thank you.